BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
Have you got an emotional support animal, Sydney?
Yes, I've got a lovebird called Liz.
Lovebird, eh? Have you? I've not seen it. Where do you keep it?
Don't be daft, Hancock. That's me girlfriend Liz. We're a couple of lovebirds. Ha ha ha. What's an emotional support animal when it's at home?
According to the article, Sydney, if you are a bit anxious about a situation, you can take your emotional support animal along too. Like if you're on a plane or in a hotel or any strange environment. Dogs, cats, donkeys, llamas,
elephants, tigers, bears, whales.
Now you're being flippant, Sid, old chap. It's a real thing. It's all in the news here. I might get one. It's all the rage.
What do you want one for? You don't need emotional support. You've got me.
You, Sid, are one of the reasons I need one. Some backup. When you start having a go. When you've had a bad day in the office. Some donkey comes in at 50 to 1 and the whole betting office has put money on it. You come in moping around, your face dragging on the floor.
I'm not like that. Me have a go. I don't have a go. What funny moods are you talking about?
You're always offhand. You're doing it now. A canary or a parrot. I'll teach it to have a go back.
Sid James, an idiot.
That's what it will say, and it will stop you dead in your tracks. You won't know how to answer back to a parrot, Sid.
That was very good. See, you don't need one. But if you do get one, I'll get one as well, and we'll have a go back at your parrot and you when you start having a go at me.
Right, so it's the battle of the emotional support pets, is it? I'll speak to the pet shop, see if they've got a particularly foul-mouthed parrot they can let me have.
You do that, Hancock, and see if I care. My parrot will be a lot fouler than your parrot.
Say Sid James.
Pieces of 8. Pieces of 8.
Sid James.
Strawberry jam.
It's no good. 6 hours and he hasn't learned a thing. Some emotional support animal. It's worn me down. I feel wrung out. I'll take it back to the pet shop. It's no good. I should get me money back. I've only clipped it round the beak a couple of times.
Have you met my parrot, Hancock?
No, and I don't want to, thank you very much. If it's that thing in the corner that keeps looking at me with its beady little eyes.
Yeah, she's over there in the corner. Say hello to Uncle Hancock, Polly.
Hancock's a silly old fool.
She's good, isn't she? The bloke in the pet shop showed me the trick of how to do it. She can learn 20 new swear words every day. Do you want to hear some more? If you don't give him a grape, he'll tell you what he thinks of your mother.
I haven't got any grapes, and you can leave my mother out of it.
Hancock wears ladies' underwear.
No, I do not, and where did you get that idea from?
It's all him. That one he made up all by himself. What about your parrot then? What's his name? Percy, isn't it? Yeah, he's a bit quiet, isn't he? The bloke in the pet shop reckons he wasn't a talker. How much did you pay for him?
£160 if you must know, Sid. How much did you pay for yours then?
500 nigger. That's what you have to pay to get a talker. He's an emotional support parrot. The bloke from the pet shop said you won't get a good one for less than 500 quid.
Well, the crafty sod never told me. I reckon he was glad to see the back of Percy. Let's forget this old emotional support animal thing. I don't need a crutch. If I've got anything to say to you, Sid James, I'll do it myself.
Rightio, fine by me. I might just keep Polly though. What a flaming day. You wouldn't believe it, Hancock. A bloke comes in the betting office with a squirrel. I tell him he can't bring a squirrel in the betting office. You can bring a horse or a greyhound into a betting office, but not a flaming squirrel.
Yes, and what did he say then?
He says that he flaming well can, because it's an emotional support squirrel. And if I don't let him in, it would be breaching his human rights under Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Act.
I hope you sorted him out then, Sid. Did you give him a couple of jabs, a right hook?
I caved in. I let Sammy's squirrel stay, but then he began to beg for nuts. And when we didn't have any, he started eating all the pencils. He had to go. No pencils, no bets, you see.
Don't worry, Sid. That's probably the last you'll see of Sammy. No more parrots and no more squirrels, eh, Sid? It's an animal-free zone from now on. We aren't running a menagerie or petting zoo, are we?
But there's the rub. It's not the end of it. He says he's deeply emotionally affected by the incident, and he's bringing his lawyer round here.
Is he now? Fetch that parrot of yours. Train him up, and we'll use him if they start to get funny.
Oh, good evening, Mr. James. Oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you again. I brought Sammy back to see you and Jemima Cox, my legal advisor, in case you threatened to sling us out like you did last time. Sammy's very sensitive. He doesn't like big bullies.
Okay, come in, the both of you. I mean the three of you. This shouldn't take long. Wipe your feet, please, Sammy.
I'm afraid it might take quite a while. You'll be surprised how stressful these emotional support animal cases can be. This is my 5th this month, Mr. James. I must say I was horrified to be thrown out of your establishment. You do know what an emotional support animal is, don't you, Mr. James? You hurt his feelings. He hasn't touched a hazel since.
Well, as it happens, we've got an emotional support animal ourselves. It's called Polly. There she is in the corner. She's a kind, gentle little parrot and a bit on the sensitive side too. Just be careful what you say in front of her.
Oh, look, Sammy's chasing her. I can see they're both going to be good friends. Oh, Sammy's very friendly. I don't know why you don't like him, Mr. James.
Walk, walk, get that bloody squirrel off me. He's after me nuts. I'll throw some Brazils at him. Walk, walk, there, take that. Walk, and that.
Oh, dearie me, I can see that the parrot has acquired some of your colourful language and attitude, Mr. James. Right, to cut to the chase, Sydney, will you allow me and Sammy to come into your shop and play some bets?
I'm afraid you can come in, Mr. Snide, but not Squirrel Nutkin here. He ate all my flipping pencils and tore up me Boardman's sheets.
But he's a woodland creature. They like a bit of cedar wood out there. He spat out all the lead, didn't he? What more do you want? Then he sat quietly on your shoulder. Oh, that shows he likes you.
Yeah, and he bit my ear. I've still got tooth marks on the lobe.
You've got funny ears. Probably thought he was sitting on a cauliflower. No offence. No cheese though. He's done you a favour. Now you can stick an earring in it. I think, Mr. Snide, you have a prima facie case under Section 4 of the Equality Act of 1986, which declares that you and your emotional support animal should receive the same identical treatment as any other citizen of the United Kingdom.
Don't be bloody daft, you old bat.
How dare you, Mr. Hancock?
Madam, that was not me. That was Polly, our emotional support parrot. I may have been thinking it, but I don't say it. He's a woodland creature, and some of his friends are bats.
You must be a ventriloquist. You threw your voice. I saw your lips move. She's not an emotional support animal. Where have you been with her? If you haven't annoyed anybody with your emotional support animal, then it's not an emotional support animal, is it?
Well, I've been loads of places. Treasure Island for one.
Oh, stop messing about. Oh, there's no such place as Treasure Island. It's in a book. Kindly stop your parrot from insulting Jemima Cox.
Or you'll do what, Mr. Snide?
I'll set Sammy on him. Oh, he's got a nasty nip. A couple of seagulls trying to steal me chips the other day, and he sorted them out. That's what he's there for. I'm afraid, Mr. James, Sammy has got the same sort of rights as a guide dog. You should be giving him and Mr. Snide extra assistance. And if Sammy can't reach anything, for example, you should try and get it down for him.
So what's Sammy going to want in a betting office? A copy of the Sporting Life, I suppose. Squirrel Monthly. So he can check the runners and riders, or perhaps a hazelnut dangling outside the window of the betting office.
Yes, that sort of thing, Mr. Hancock. You're picking it up already.
Well, Miss Cox, next time I'm in, I'll have a squirrel buffet laid on and a little hammock he can sit in while he's waiting for his winnings.
You've got a nice feminine side after all, Mr. James. Squirrels are very open-minded when it comes to food, so don't go to any trouble. Like some forest fruits, butternuts, fungi, parrot eggs, for example.
Parrot, you keep away from me, you old fool, or the squirrel gets it.
Did you hear that, Mrs. Cox? That's monstrous. Threatening to kill poor little Sammy. It's the fat one, him.
I didn't say a word. It was Polly. Cross my heart and hope to die.
I do hope so, Mr. Hancock. Threatening to kill an emotional support animal is a custodial sentence with a tariff of 6 months.
I don't mind if I do, as long as I can take me parrot with me when I go to jail. On account that I will need some emotional support there, and Polly here is a jailbird.
Oh, don't be fatuous with me, Mr. Hancock. Being an imbecile isn't a defence in court, you know.
Right, let's wrap this up. What exactly do you want, Mr. Snide?
I just want a bit of dignity and respect accorded me and Sammy here, plus a free £50 bet voucher every time I come in the shop.
No, fat chance. You're not getting one over me, Snide, because of a squirrel. By the way, where is the flaming animal?
Sammy, where are you? Daddy's getting ready to go. We can have some rare bird's eggs when you get home.
By Jove, I think Polly's gone too.
They're both gone. What could have happened?
I think I saw it out the corner of my eye. It was one mouthful. I think Sammy's eaten Polly. There he is, over there, hiding, licking his lips.
Sammy, you naughty boy, come to Daddy. Well, Mr. James, I think we'll be going now. And let that be a lesson to you.
Polly is all right, isn't she?
Yes, I slipped her out of the dining hatch when they weren't looking. We'll take her back to the pet shop tomorrow.
I didn't know you could throw your voice like that, Hancock. Or should I say, Polly?